Welcome back to my channel. This is Chidima Favor. We're going to make the yoke part of this top and also the down part of the skirt, the place that this arrow is pointing to. Thank you so much to my returning subscribers. If you are yet to subscribe, please subscribe. This is 2-in-1 video. We're going to make this up part first with this Ankara and the lace fabric. I've drawn out the basic body pattern, but I didn't finish it. So here the line I just pointed is an input in input measurement, which is the bust span. Okay, so I drew the line from bust point, under bust, half length, and the waistline. From the bust point, I'm coming down to 1 inch just to get our that. Then on the side going to our armhole area, we are taking 1 inch. On the center front, we are also taking 1 inch. So we're going to take 1 inch here, 1 inch on the other parts, 1 inch going to armhole, and 1 inch here. So that is basically how to get that. Okay, then we'll connect with a straight line. Please subscribe to this channel. It's a new channel and it's totally free. Okay, keep your comments are also very necessary. Just drop your comment, let me know what you think. All right, I'm going to use the curve ruler to connect the dots. So from the under bust, I'll connect to the 1 inch we came down with. If you've been following this channel, you will know how to do this because I dropped a video on how to cut a bustier. So I used the same darts, even if the dart caps were different, but we used this curve. Okay, this video I try as much as possible to make it very short. Okay, so let's go into the reason for this. I've drafted this basic bodice in the both pattern. Okay, so this is the crease line, which is the center of this fabric. That's the chest line, that's the bust point, on the bust, and the waistline. I labeled it so we'll have a proper understanding. Okay, please pay attention. Let's go. Now the gap between my bust point to my under bust, the gap between my bust point to my under bust is 3 inches. You can check yours can be 3.5 or 2.5 depending, I don't know, but mine is 3 inches. So on that bust point, I'm going to take 3 inches round. From that bust point, I'm going to take 3 inches round. Just keep your tape at the tip of your bust point. You see the way I'm rotating it, I'm going to rotate it round. I'll do it to the both part of the bust. Okay, you see what I have, just like as if you're making a corset. Just do that. Okay, it's very easy, just pay attention. Then I'm going to draw a curve from the other bust to meet the center line. That's why we drew the center line. Okay, look at what we are recreating here. You can see the area we are recreating. You notice that it came from the other part of the bust, on top of the other bust, to the under part of the other bust, like from one bust to the other bust, from the on top, right, to the under. Then just connect that one that went on top to your armhole, and this one just bring it down. The one that went under your bust, just bring it down. I hope you can understand everything. Please drop your comments, drop your question. Okay, drop it, don't feel shy. No man is an island. Okay, just drop your comments. I need your comments, they are all important. Okay, so now I'm going, because I want the upper part to be relaxed, like balanced. I don't want it to be, not relaxing the way you should. I'm going to also take my bust point. I'm still going to mark my bust point and draw a straight line from the bust point we already have. I'll draw another bust point across the bust. That's the roundness, the circle we have. If you don't understand all this grammar, please just look at what I'm doing. I'm bringing the line up again so we'll see it very well. That line is still my nipple to nipple measurement. Okay, so from both parts I'm going to take half inch. Okay, from both the armhole side and the midpoint I'm taking half inch. Don't mind my tape, just pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm taking half inch, you can see it. Then from the bust point I'm coming up by 1 inch. by 1 inch, so we'll have that area balanced. That's what we are trying to do. We're just trying to make sure that our chest area is balanced, properly balanced. Okay, properly balanced. All right, you can see what we are doing. Okay, that's just it. Take all your basic body measurements, the circumference and every other thing. Just do that. I've done my, don't forget to return your darts, please. Return your darts. Okay, return your darts. Then I like to always add my sewing allowance to my pattern. I do that to my pattern so I will not forget. So just go ahead and do that. All right, on that bust area you don't need to return any dart because you want that area to be a bit tight, firm. You don't want it to be loose. So that's why we have our this thing this way. So once we remove the dart, everything will balance. Okay, so here I'm just taking down that allowance line. All right, please just pay good attention. This is really easy, you will understand it. All right, from this under bust I'm just connecting it, but you can do a physio. You can come down a bit if you want. Just look at the way I'm doing it. You can come down a bit, maybe 1 inch, maybe half inch, if you don't want it straight. Me, I looked at my own and I said no, it's too straight because I'm a plus size person. I just want to add the physics so it won't be just straight. Now just trace out what you have with another pattern. The upper part, you see, I'm just placing it for you to see. Just use another pattern to trace it out, then you go ahead and cut. This is really easy to make. Please, if you have any question, just drop it. I'm going to drop my WhatsApp link so that if you have any question you can ask. Sorry that I've not posted lately. I've been seriously down. That's why I've not posted for some time. I was battling with a little typhoid and malaria. All right, after cutting it out, this is what we have. Okay, the reason why we used another paper is just to get that yoke because we are cutting it on a less fabric. Remember what we said. If you are watching up to this moment, please can you kindly subscribe? Do that favor for your sister. All right, here I added a bit allowance. I don't like when I'm putting on any clothes my bust should show. I don't like that, having privileges showing. I don't like that. If that is what you want, you can maybe do what you want, but at the lower part, add allowance. Now let's dive over to the skirts. You can see the skirt part. I decided to do this video 2-in-1. I don't want to separate it. So it seems we are just drafting the pattern. When it's time to sew it, I'm going to make a video on how to sew them. Okay, so my hip depth, I'm using 10 because this is a gown. Okay, it's a gown. Then I'm moving my half inches, that's my half length, which is 18, and I'm marking the actual length of the gown, the length I want for the gown. This is a gown. You can make this skirt long, you can make it short, preferably long, but I don't have enough material. What I have is about 2 years or less. Yeah, about 2 years. It's not up to 3 years. So I just decided to use it to make something simple and beautiful at the same time. Okay, so that's why I'm making short version, but if you have enough material you can make maybe a longer one. All right, okay, here I'm just taking my hip measurement, the circumference of my hip divided by 4. Mine is 12. Then my waist is 9.5. All right, my waist is 9.5. On this hip part, I'm going up by 1 inch and I'm coming down by 1 inch. I'm going up by 1 inch and I'm coming down by 1 inch. I just, when I'm sewing a man-made skirt, I love to use this particular pattern. Like I always want to go up and come down. It gives the hip area of this nice curve. So I said let me use it here for my friends to also see it. If you like it, you can always use it. It gives this curve, this balanced shape. You won't have it not really pointing out where you just have it curve, something of that nature. So you connect from your waist to connect to the first dot, which is the first line. Just look at what I'm doing. Please subscribe, let's grow together. It's going to be fun. The trip is going to be fun, I promise you. It's not going to be in any way boring. All right, not minding the cost of materials in the market is something else. All right, my hip is 12. I'll minus 2. I'll have 10. That is what I'm going to take at the lower part of the skirt. Sorry, I don't know, the camera did not hold that place very well, but that's what I just did. I'm taking 10 there. Okay, from there I'm going to add my sewing allowance, which is 2 inches. The down part is Ankara fabric, so it's going to have a lining. I always add 2 inches. Okay, I'm adding 2 inches to all those lines we mark, and here I'm adding about, let's say, 3 inches or 2.5 just for that intake. 3 inches is fine. So I will do the same thing. I will connect from this end to the first line, and I'll use a straight ruler to connect to the hem of the skirt. Please, if you are watching up to this moment, please subscribe. It's totally free. You are not being charged for it. Let's grow together. This journey will never be boring, I promise you. So with the help of my curve ruler, I'll just curve that in. Like, it gives me this sweet vibe. Okay, since I started using this method, it's always a sweet journey. But most often I use it if I want to sew a man-made skirt. It gives it this fine curve. Okay, I just marked out everything, the main thing and the allowance. The same thing I have, I'm going to do it to the other part, so we can get exactly what we are looking for. And this, my own, is not going to have a slit. There are some of these part of skirt that have slits, that has like big opening. You see Ashebi girls wearing it. If you want me to also create a tutorial on how to do that kind of open one, like that has bigger slits, that is open, you see some Ashebi girls wearing it, I can also make a video on that with illustration. For me, I don't wear things like that, but I can always make a video on it. All right, here is my hip line. Remember, the original hip is this one. All right, the other one, we came up one and we went up with one, but the original hip is the one at the middle. All right, let me take our hip allowance. The allowance we added up for sewing allowance is 2 inches. So whatever we are doing, just remove your 2 inches. Okay, remove it. All right, so we can now do every other magic we want to do. Now, for at the hem side, I don't want the sewing to be at the middle. I came out by, let's say, 2 inches. You can do 2.5. Then I'm connecting it to the hip line. After connecting it to the hip line, I felt, the curve at the upper part wasn't curvy enough. I decided to also trace it again. Just trace it out first. All right, don't be in a haste to cut it. Just trace it out first. And I came in between the lines. Okay, so it's coming in between those hip line. The 1 inch I came up with, I just divided the hip line with my head and put it there. You can see the curve is a bit nicer. Okay, this will also come out very beautiful if you are sewing it with a long skirt. Like I said, I'm just making use of the little fabric I had in the shop. That is my own. Okay, I don't use my customers' fabric. I give them, no matter how little the pieces may be, I give it back to my client. That's how I work. All right, I've just gone ahead to cut out everything. I don't want this video to be long. This is the back bodice. The back body, this is a normal basic body pattern. The back skirt is normal pencil skirt, which is going to have slit at the back, because this front is not going to have slit. I cut it out before with the exact fabric. I said no, it's not really going to show the vibes. It's not going to show what I want to show, like, the creativity, the reason behind this. I don't have enough lace, so I even had to join the pieces I have just to create this video. All right, I'm going to use a doll face to line it up. Please, thank you so much for sticking by. Give this video a thumbs up if in any way this video was helpful to you, and I'll see you in the sewing class to join them together.